What's up, everybody? How's it going? Surviving Rocklahoma here. I am your host, Nox, that rocks your favorite cyborg, Adam Richmond, and this is Surviving Rocklahoma. Let me know how you all are doing out there on the internet. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Let me know if you can't. I am so excited to see everybody this week. I see you guys already joining me in the comments, both on Facebook and on YouTube. So that's exciting. Let me turn off my notifications here so my phone doesn't keep interrupting me. Can you guys hear me okay before we get things going? Loud and clear. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So with that being said, folks, let's go ahead and get the live stream underway. We've got a lot to talk about tonight. So we're going to do this in the classic half and half kind of way, the way I like my liquor. And we are going to cover rock and roll up front because that's just what we know and love around here, what we do here at Surviving Rocklahoma. Now, we are also going to be doing a recap. We're going to talk about Rocklahoma. We got a lot of great interviews. We're going to play one of those interviews right here tonight. We are also going to be talking a little bit about Rock the Nox, the free festival coming up at the end of the month at Lake John Wills in Stigler, Oklahoma. Free event. The only thing you got to pay for is the food truck. So, and then, but before we do that, or excuse me, after we do that, we're going to flip things over to the country, as I was saying. We've got some tickets to give away. I've got in my hand a plethora. What's that I say? I say a plethora of born and raised tickets. So I'm going to give a couple away tonight in the second half of the show. We're also going to be joined by, we're going to feature local musical talent, Lance Roark. And let me tell you, the video he's got was shot here in Tahlequah. Man, it is pretty awesome. It's pretty sweet. I hadn't seen that yet until I was preparing for tonight's live stream. So with that being said, y'all, let's go ahead and pay some bills so that we can get the live stream started. First up, I want to give a shout out to DEB Concerts, who's always there to answer the question, what do you want to do with your life? I want to rock! And Rocky does. Rocky did. Inside the Roadhouse stage at Rocklahoma, the DEB concert stage saw a whole host of amazing bands, both local, national, and legendary as well. And one of those bands will be featuring that email tonight from Dime Store Riot. You know what? Paige, you caught me. I got it put up. I was using it in the other room, and I forgot to bring it back here. But I tell you what, Paige, I got something else over here. That my lucky bracelet, keeping my microphone cords from hanging and dangling. So with that being said, y'all, we also want to give a huge shout out to At Your Service Rentals. You know, folks, these are the only folks I know of that you can get a portable restroom for your campsite. So, you can squat in confidence thanks to At Your Service Rentals, and you can even get you a swimming pool for your campsite too. And you get to keep the pool. So you get to come home and inflate that thing, pour some water, and say, guess what, kiddos? I went to a festival and I brought you a swimming pool back. So that's how you make things work. You get brownie points with the little ones. And you can also get brownie points with the missus by giving her a nice clean restroom for your campsite thanks to At Your Service Rental. Don't be like that guy over there in the middle of the night. Hey, buddy, what are you doing over there?
Dinner was full.
Yeah, he didn't call At Your Service Rentals. Also want to give a shout out to Rockavet. Rockavet is a nonprofit organization that we've been working with for several years. Recently, they've gone national, and they are on their way to doing some wonderful things. And it all started in the Rocklahoma campgrounds with Jason and crew. I am always so happy to work with them, and we did a lot of fun stuff at Rocklahoma this past year at the Big Old Bus. We've also got a couple of passes that was donated. Now these aren't for me to give away. These aren't going out tonight, but you veterans out there could be winning a couple of Born and Raised General Weekend 3-day passes and a campsite. So make sure you are staying up to date by following the Born and Raised page. They will let you know how you can win. I believe Wednesday is when they're going to announce it. I'm not sure. You can, Jason, I see Jason and a few of the other guys in the comments. You can clarify if I'm off base there, bud. Now, I've also got a couple of my own we're going to give away too. So let's see what the numbers we can hit tonight, all right? Let's see how many people we can have simultaneously on the live stream. If we hit 100, if we hit 100 live viewers tonight during the second hour of the live stream when we flip things over to Born and Raised, I just might give an additional set of tickets away. We'll see. We'll see what y'all can do. We'll see what numbers. Dang, when your hair gets so long. Yes, Christy, actually, I got it trimmed up at Rocklahoma. They have a barber there in the lounge, and I got it nice and trimmed up because I had a lot of dead ends. With that being said, folks, here, let's go ahead and move on to the next. I'm just speaking to her in the comments. Let's give it out a shout out to the Rocklahoma. You know what? I know somebody that can do it better than me. Hey, you guys invented. Take care of this for me. All right, let's try that again. Boo. All right, well, shit. That next time we'll get that to work. With that being live television, live streaming, y'all. Anyway, with that being said, what's up? We want to give a shout out to the Rocklahoma bitches. These girls always bringing it. They've got some amazing swag and always bring the high energy to Rocklahoma and the live music scene. We absolutely love Christy, Kendra, and everybody else who pitches in and helps out with the Rocklahoma bitches. Also want to give a shout out to Angel, Rebel Angel, that is, of photography by Angel Lee, our proud partner and sponsor. She was along with me for the third year covering Rocklahoma Music Festival, getting those great photos from the photo pit and helping me in the media area as we wrangle stars and musicians for signatures and interviews, as we've got a little prize that we gave away, and it was so awesome to do this. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Also want to give a shout out to the Big Old Bus, bringing a busload of debauchery for years and years now. And this, I'll see you all in the comments. This year was no different. Oh my gosh, they had so many events at the Big Old Bus. And Shannon, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I've got to say that this was the most events that they've ever had at the bus. And they had a lot of guest hosts as well, including the Rocklahoma bitches. Rockavet hosted a couple of events. And I even got to go out and borrow Daniel's mic and jump up around on the Big Old Bus like the crazy loon that I am, as we had the first ever lip sync battle. We had the lip sync battle for the first time at the big old bus, and oh my gosh, that was so fun. There was so many, we'll just say some interesting performances though, and a creative use of objects for a microphone. Whoop, wrong one. With that being said, can't wait to follow yours. Nicole, what's up? David Henderson, Rebel Angel was running around at Rocklahoma like a kid on Christmas morning. Yes, she was. Yeah, love the big old bus. Yes. We also want to give a shout out to Metalcore Clothing, who is the producer of this year's t-shirts, the tribal logo. You've seen the logo on the Facebook page. You can see it right here in the live stream. If you like that design and want it on a t-shirt, you can get those shirts right now for $20 plus shipping and handling, which is right at around $5. So if you would like a t-shirt, whether it has this year's logo, if you would like to have the one that says proud member of the local music scene, or the limited edition vintage first edition official podcast of Rocklahoma, you can get those t-shirts by emailing survivingrocklahoma@gmail. I'll send you a link. You can pay Cash App, PayPal, or good old-fashioned cash, but I will need your size and address. So with that being said, folks, if you'd like to buy a t-shirt, this is a good time because the podcast is traveling. We've got a lot of festivals this month. So we just covered Rocklahoma. We've still got Born and Raised this coming weekend, and then we've got Rock the Equinox here at the end of the month. So that's a lot of gas and a lot of hauling my ass. So you guys, if you have been looking for an opportunity to support the podcast, well, this is a perfect way to do it, and you get a spiffy shirt to wear around to boot. Oh, and just announced, hot off the presses, special thank you to Metalcore Clothing. We've also now have hoodies. We've got the classic logo on a hoodie. Those hoodies are now selling for $45. So if you would like a hoodie, I've got them available in large and extra large, and I'm sure we could probably get special order you one as well, may run a little extra. Thank you so much, Metalcore Clothing. I am so glad to be working with you all. Also want to give a huge shout out to the purveyor of the suds that keep me sauced, Monty, over at Prior Liquors, Wines, and Spirits, who took good care of many of a campsite in the Rocklahoma campgrounds. And he sponsored this year's best campsite contest, giving us trophies to give away to the winners. And this year's winners were newcomers. I mean, it was, I don't want to say an upset, but I mean, right out of left field. Who are these people? What are they doing here? Oh my gosh, where have you been all my life type situations when you walk upon this year's winners of the best campsite contest in all three categories. We did not plan this. We did not foresee this. If it was going to go anyone, you know, Big Ol' Bus has won the last 2 or 3 years, but yes, this year, newcomers, the Barn took home all three categories. The Barn out of South Louisiana, I believe, they just brought it. They had this amazing trailer that opens up into a bar, multi-story, and so you could get up there and check out a great view. They had all kinds of cool stuff, and they drew crowds all weekend, and those crowds voted. So with that being said, by popular vote through survivingrocklahoma.com on the Surviving Rocklahoma scavenger hunt, surviving Rocklahoma survival guide. Man, that's a mouthful. Winners of your best campsite contest the barn. And with that being said, on behalf of Prior Liquors, Wines, and Spirits, let's go ahead and kick this show off. I can pop open a beer bottle. Cheers. Alrighty, folks. So yeah, cheers to all of you. Cheers to everyone who survived Rocklahoma this year. Cheers to the barn, our campsite winners for this year. And we also want to give a huge cheers to this year's new Miss Rocklahoma. That was an amazing contest, and she was a total sweetheart. We caught up with her in the backstage. I just don't have that video ready, but I do have several other interviews published to YouTube that we've been releasing over the course of the last week. You can find those by going to the YouTube channel at Surviving Rocklahoma. I've got a playlist with all of our interviews from Rocklahoma 2024. We've got a wide array of artists, including Bad Wolves, Nothing More. We've had, of course, our locals, Eyebolt, Dime Store Riot. We've also had Surge, Royal Lynn, who ended up surprising folks and joining David Drummond on stage for an amazing performance right there. We've also had Austin Mead and a couple of others, Color of Chaos. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody, but we've got a lot of interviews, and you can find them all on YouTube right now. Now, I'm going to save y'all some trouble. I've been flapping my gums long enough. I think I need to go ahead and break you off into an interview. What do you guys think? So I was so happy to sit down with the locals that we feature here on the podcast every so often. They've got a new album coming out, and they were so happy to talk about that and much more, playing for the second time on the DEB concert stage, and also featuring images from photography by Angel Lee with her first images from Rocklahoma 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dime Store Riot. I am your host with the locks that rocks, Adam Richmond, and this is Surviving Rocklahoma, your official podcast of Rocklahoma. And I am joined by a couple of dear friends of mine, close personal friends, I should say. And what is up? Dime Store Riot.
Hey, how's it going?
Man, you guys freaking killed it on stage. How was Rocklahoma this year?
It's great. We're always excited to come out here and be part of the festival, and you know, with the time slot we got this year where we kicked it off, we knew that the crowd would really have a lot of energy and be anxious to really jump into things, and we definitely saw it. Great crowd came out, high energy, and really just had a great time.
At one point I could only hear the crowd, my monitor, drums, everything out. They were that loud, just super excited, having fun. It's been a great time.
Did the heat play a factor for you all?
I feel it was like hotter last year personally, but I mean it's hot, and under that awning the airflow's not the strongest, so it's definitely a factor. I know that the band that played after us, Chip's enough, he suffered some heat related things at the very end, so it's something you got to be careful with for sure, but I think luckily we got through that pretty unscathed.
Awesome, man. Now, this isn't your first year playing Rocklahoma. How does this compare to playing your first time?
How about your first time?
Well, for me, I know that I stood in the same spot for the whole set my first time, and you don't see me do that anymore. In fact, I think I move around too much.
Whoa. So at one point in time, these two almost collided on stage as there was like a backspin flying kick that when he turned around, saw her that she was there and was like, whoa, and they missed it. They missed each other by that much. But
You know, it just adds to that tension on stage. The people are just riveted. You know, what's going to happen? So,
Right, with stuff like that, how can you not? CJ, is that like the real reason for the rock star kicks is so she knows not to stand in one spot on stage?
well, you know, that stage has got a lot of room up there, maybe a little more than some of the stages we play around the region. And so we were able to stretch out a little bit more.
Yeah.
And, you know, if we got to do that every weekend, all the time, I think we would have maybe a little more comfort as to what lines to take versus bumping into each other a little bit.
So how does playing an open air festival compare to playing in an indoor setting?
I think a lot of it for me is the sound wave, the way it carries across from the wind and the fans blowing, and but otherwise, I love it. I think that the outdoor, you can feel the bass and the drums a lot more than you can on an inside stage.
There's a reason for that, because in an inside stage, I have to somewhat restrict how I'm riding my cymbals and how I'm playing I'm not overpowering in a smaller room. But when I'm out on an open stage, I can just give it all. Just give them as hard as I can. Wow, just go. So
There's some interesting acoustics that I see when we play these outdoor festivals where sometimes I just have to trust the process, because what I hear on stage sometimes it's like a pitch shift because of the acoustics bouncing around. And you just have to believe, like, no, I'm not hearing what I'm really hearing, you know, and really focus on your monitors and your cues and things like that. But otherwise, I love the energy of playing on outdoor arenas. I think they're awesome.
absolutely.
So tell me a little bit about playing Rocklahoma, which is like our rock and roll mecca here, so close to like your hometown, your home base. All of our families here, all of our friends are here, and we're at our favorite festival. Tell me, is that a little different versus going to some of the other places you played?
Well, for me, it's it's really great because I have a lot of roots here at Rocklahoma. I've ran sound here. I've transported the artists in limos and vans here. My dad runs the kitchen. You know, like I'm interleaved here at Rocklahoma, and it's all the people here and everybody that I know here. It's like home. Absolutely, all the people are great.
Well, it's a source of pride, I think, for us to be one of the local bands to represent Tulsa music scene.
Absolutely.
And it's rare. It's getting more and more rare for bands to do this. 10 years ago, we had a lot of locals out here, a lot of regional bands, and really over the last few years, that's really dwindled. So we take a lot of pride in that, and we feel a lot of responsibility to carry that banner and represent Tulsa very well. So that part of it, I think, makes it very special.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And also, Adam, you know, there's nothing like making new fans anywhere we go, but you can't take away from going to a festival where there's like, 30,000 people here, 30,000+ people, and almost every other person is someone we know, you know, and we're not going to find that at any other festival. So, love it.
The people, yeah. All the people is great.
let's talk a little bit about your music. You guys have been putting stuff out for a couple of years. What is going on with you all right now?
Well, we just released a new single called She Says, and it's available on all the platforms, the streaming, for sale on iTunes, those things. So if people are curious about it, they can listen for themselves and see what we're bringing to the table. And October 5th, we're releasing our CD, which will feature 9 songs and really give a good comprehensive look at what we're all about musically. I think there's been an evolution from when we started. And what I'm really excited about is I feel like this band is finding its voice and blending some genres maybe that weren't traditionally blended, in that kind of a grungy, dirty rhythms and guitars with power metal type vocals. And I think it makes it a unique sound that is really exciting in terms of the possibilities ahead.
I love it, guys. You know, I know you guys got a stacked schedule. We got a lot of bands to catch this weekend. You know, I like to wrap up every interview by giving all my guests a chance to directly acknowledge the audience, to speak to the folks who came out and showed up for you guys, the folks who've been following you since you've come together here in our local area. Dime Store Riot, the stage is yours.
Well, I'll start. I'll just say thank you guys so much for all the support. You guys have been tremendous. It really takes a village to lift up a band, and it's rare that people get a chance to be at the front end of that. So you sharing us with your friends and folks that like rock and roll really can be at the forefront of growing this into what it can become. So we encourage you to interact with us on our social medias, like, share, follow, all of those type of things, and really share what you like with the people around you.
Right, like you said, it takes a tribe to run a village, and we need every one of y'all, and we appreciate your investment. Thank you for believing in us, and I hope that we continue to grow you guys and our friends, family, and fans.
Yeah, and I'll finish up with saying that, you know, that I've had this wonder of where the energy comes from between us, and you know, that energy is feeding off the comments and everything, and all the support that we get that gives us like, wow, okay, like this has chemistry, and it feeds, and it comes from you, the audience, the listener, the people who are supporting us, the people who help build our confidence in this whole journey. So thank you to all the people out there that support us. And yeah, absolutely.
And thank you, man, for all your support.
Yeah.
Adam, you do a lot for all the locals, for everyone, and we appreciate you very much.
Thank you, guys. Well, with folks like you, it's hard not to support local music, and I am so proud to be a member of my local music scene, and I am so glad to share it with you folks. Thank you so much for sitting down with me, and we're going to go ahead and let you guys go party and enjoy some of these bands that are still playing. So for Dime Store Riot, I'm Adam Richmond. This is your official podcast of Rocklahoma, Surviving Rocklahoma. Until next time, rock on. What do you got?
Thanks for not asking dumb questions.
And once again, that was Dime Store Riot. They played the DEB concert stage inside the Roadhouse at Rocklahoma 2024. Were you there? Well, I was. I know a lot of folks in the comments was. Our photographer, photography by Angel Lee, was there. You saw her photos there in that interview. You can rewatch that interview along with all the other interviews I captured that weekend on our YouTube channel. But while you are at that YouTube channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because those matters. Now, I will also say that I see you folks in the comments have initiated, you have thrown down the proverbial gauntlet, and I see y'all throwing those stars out there like some Jedi ninja, dude. Look at those stars. They are absolutely flying in. I see an anonymous sender. We've also seen a bunch getting blocked out by David and Heath, as we've got several stars senders. I'm trying to keep up here. I can't see the totals. Now, if you're wondering what those stars are, folks, those are little bits, little pieces of currency that, you know, that is how we fund the show, and all of those end up getting paid out, and that's how we pay for the hosting fees and gas to the festival and things of that nature. And to give back, the winner of the Stars Wars is eligible for a prize, and I'm not exactly sure what the prize is this month, but we're figuring it out. September is a crazy month. We've got Rocklahoma, we've got Born and Raised, we've also got Rock the Equinox. Now, that band that you just watched me have an interview with from Rocklahoma inside the media tent, that's Dime Store Riot. They will also be playing Rock the Equinox. And I'm going to be joining up with Lori here in a couple of minutes to talk about Rock the Equinox. Now, we also have a little something I want to break into before we flip on over to the country side of things. Now, I happen to have in my possession one of the prizes that was won by a two-time winner of the Rocklahoma Campgrounds Scavenger Hunt. Daniel coming in again as one of the two winners. Now, this guitar was donated by Justin, a.k.a. Rocklahoma's Flamingo. Look at this gorgeous thing, pretty in pink, and it is all tagged up with bands that we interviewed. So if you see me, any of the bands that I have interviewed in the on my YouTube channel, well, they signed this. There's also a few bands that signed that we didn't get to interview. Of course, the scourge of the VIPs, Sean Nations signed. We've also got Eyebolt, Surge, Royal Lynn. We've got some beautiful, beautiful signatures, y'all. And yeah, this one is going to Daniel. And thank you so much to everyone who participated in the scavenger hunt. I believe this year's scavenger hunt saw over 1,800 entries that those two had to go through. That down where it's safe and sound so I don't smudge or give it a nudge. With that being said, folks, we're here in a couple of minutes, we're going to be giving away some Born and Raised passes to the Country Music Festival that is taking place in Pryor on the Rockin' Red Dirt Ranch this weekend. So if you are also into the country side of things and you've got that red dirt in your soul, that twang when you sing, well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a couple of passes that we are going to be giving out at the second half of the show. Thank you all again. I see you all in the star with the stars and such. Please give a big thank you to all the people who donated to this year's Toys for Tots drive. They collected, tis the season, we collected right at 160 toys and $500 in cash donations. Oh my gosh, y'all. Give them, studio audience, give them some love, give them some heart reacts, y'all. That is a huge accomplishment. Once again, thank you, guys, Randy of Camp Tis the Season for doing that Toys for Tots drive at Rocklahoma. 160 new unwrapped toys were turned in, along with $500 in cash in donations. That's awesome. Let me see. I also have a note that is popping up right here. Okay, now, if you are going to be going to Born and Raised, we are also going to do a scavenger hunt for that one as well. So that it will be exciting. I want to give a huge shout out to Crystal of Camp Fuck Around and Find Out. They will be doing a scavenger hunt. We will get you all that information. But yes, we want to give a huge shout out to the redneck bitches, a.k.a. the Rocklahoma bitches. But you know what? Just like a heavy metal mullet, there's two sides. And we're deep individuals. We're well-rounded. Not only are they the Rocklahoma bitches, but they're the redneck bitches for this week. They answer to both. Alrighty, so let's check in. I need to make sure Lori is just about ready. As well as make sure that I'm not forgetting anything. Now, also remember, folks, Wednesday, Rockavet will be giving away a couple of general admission tickets to Born and Raised, and you can find those on their Facebook. See what else we've got. Yes, we did speak with Audra. Yes, congratulations once again to Miss Rocklahoma 2024. We spoke with Audra. I'll have the interview coming up here the next couple of weeks, along with several other interviews that will be released. She was in Cloud 9 floating around with her Rocklahoma sash. The girl had just had a dream come true, and you could see it in her eyes, and it was absolutely amazing to see and meet Audra. That was my first chance getting to meet her. Going back into the comments, hey, can't wait to see you again. Thank you, Donna. It was good. Can't wait to see you as well. I think we're a little late in the comments. Alrighty, folks. Oh, Christy, the other guitar has already been awarded. We had another winner, and she was on hand to take her guitar that evening. I'm keeping it for Daniel for safekeeping. Alrighty, folks. Well, we are going to go ahead and break off into a musical break. Now, you did see the interview just a few minutes earlier. They played Rocklahoma 2 times. They are also going to be back at Rock the Nox in Stigler, Oklahoma, the free festival over on Lake John Wells, Oklahoma. Free camping, free festival, free admission. The only thing you got to pay for is the concession or the food trucks. But with that being said, folks, let's break off into some tunes. Here we are with Dime Store Riot.
She says that I'm overrated, a shitty ass singer, and I never could write a song. And I said that, well, bitch, you're crazy. You never did listen, that's why you don't get a love song. Well, is it on the tip of your tongue? Lost in all the wars you thought you won. Well, baby, I've only just begun.
And that was Dime Store Riot's newest single, She Says. Absolutely love that track. And it is also the favorite track of my guest who is joining us. I'm going to give a huge shout out to my special guest, badass Lori Brass. What is up, girl?
What is up, everybody? How's things going?
So, while I'm getting this situated for us to make sure that we can see, there you are. I think I got it. Tell me a little bit. There's a festival coming up by the name of Rock the Equinox. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yes, well, Rock the Equinox. This is our 9th year. We came from very humble beginnings. 3 guys got together, Travis, Jeff, and Matt, and they decided they wanted to throw this festival and make it, free to the public. And in the beginning, there was like 4 bands in one evening. We are now up to 19 bands over 2 days. We continue to be free to the public. We survive on, the goodness of local businesses. Actually, not just local businesses, but we got, places like Prior Liquor that sponsor us. So without these sponsors, we wouldn't be able to do what we do, and it's turned into something that all of us as a committee absolutely love. Like, we're all music fans, just like the rest of the people that come. It is our favorite weekend of the year. And, this is coming from somebody that goes to Rocklahoma every year. I love my festival just as much as I love Rocklahoma. So.
Right. Now, you guys this is what, your 9th year doing this?
9th year. Yeah.
Tell me what keeps you all going, doing it this long? Because, I mean, you've got to have seen it almost all by now.
Oh, we've seen a lot, that's for sure. Right from, bands having to cancel last minute. We just had that happen, and we're pleased to announce that the Faustian Bargain stepped up, and they're going to come and play for us. And it gets pretty hectic, especially in the month of September. Everything comes to a head, and we're just like, oh my God, this is really going to happen. And then when it's over, we're like, holy crap, we got to get ready for next year.
Right.
Like we can't stall. We got to start right away. Last year we had 4 of our bands already booked for this year. Like, during the festival last year, we had the booking agent on the line, and he had these bands for us. And I'm sure everybody's going to enjoy bands like Widow 7 and Alborn and Transient and such.
Speaking of, now, it's so impressive that you guys have been putting this festival on for this long in its own right, but seeing it grow, but keeping it free. How is that possible?
Well, like I said before, we have some generous sponsors that help us out with paying for some of these. The nationally touring acts aren't going to come for free. Our local bands, they come, they play. The only way they make money is for the fans, giving them or buying their merch from them, tipping the band while they're on the stage. But they come out of the goodness of their hearts and their joy to play. Like, they bring their joy to us.
So tell me a little bit about the environment out there. One of my favorite things out there is you never know who you're bumping into, because there's so many bands in there, and they just, when they're not on stage, you can't tell unless, they're in full wardrobe. But there's such a collaborative and supportive feel. I mean, you can feel the spirit of the local music community there.
That's what I love about Rock the Equinox. We have such an open area, and of course we have the lake and everything, but these bands come in there and they don't just leave, they camp with us, so it's a kind of a different feel in that aspect, that you actually get to spend time with them and talk to them and hang out with them. And I think that the artists themselves actually enjoy being able to get out there in the crowd with the fans, and to have a good time like the rest of us, you know.
You've
They
got various partners and vendors that are out there and setting up. I know, which, by the way, thank you so much for booking Adam's Backyard Bouncers for your inflatable again this year. Shameless plug.
the kiddos love it, so it's not something we're gonna ever not have you do. As long as you have bouncers, we're gonna have you bring them, of course. So I've been getting a lot of questions recently about the camping, and yes, there are a few electrical hookups. Those electrical hookups are gone already. Like you're not going to get an electrical hookup unless you've already gotten one. You know what I'm saying? So everybody needs to bring their own, energy supply with a generator. We do not limit the size, but we ask people to be respectful, and it's always been free to camp there. That is the city's gift to us. They give us the city lake for our weekend. They don't allow any interloper. Last year we had to have people removed because they were squatting out there when we were setting up. But that is their gift to us as a festival, that they, give us the lake and people can camp there for free. Normally it would be $10 a day. That would be what they would charge. But seeing how they support us so avidly, like they have always donated a couple of porta potties to us. They've given us the whole lake to do with what we want, and we make a lot of noise up there, and the city backs us up on that. So it's great, but I have had a lot of people asking me about camping. Camping is first come, first serve. If you get there late and you end up way down in the bottom of the hill in the back roads somewhere, then that's where you end up. But you're all welcome to drive up the hill, and find a place to park.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Now, tell me a little bit about the lake, Lake John Wells. Last year I brought my kayak out there and I had an absolute blast, and I had a few other people's jealous. What all can they bring for the lake activities?
They can bring whatever watercraft they want. They can obviously utilize the swimming beach. There's a docking system down at the bottom of the hill behind us where people, not me, but some people have been down there swimming late at night, unclothed. We'll put it that way. But the lake is beautiful that time of year. We still get the warmer days and the cooler nights, but the water temperature is beautiful. The lake itself is beautiful. If you haven't been to Lake John Wells, you're in for a treat because it is absolutely gorgeous.
Speaking of, it's just such amazing weather out there. Now, and we talked a bit about the bounce houses, and this is such a family-friendly environment. Tell me, what kind of activities is there out there for like the kiddos?
Well, we have the painted rocks that are going to be hidden around the festival grounds, and they can bring those to the raffle tent for little toys and whatnot that we will have over there for them. There's also, I believe Paige George told me she's going to bring her crafting supplies so that they can, paint rocks or whatever. I know that Shannon of the Big Old Bus is going to build us a hillbilly slip and slide into the lake. And we're all going to have little, floaties and stuff to slide down that hill and into the water. So that should be pretty fun for the kiddos, obviously. We obviously have, we have the snow, the shaved ice lady. The kids love those snow cones, and we will be making popcorn again this year. We gave away popcorn last year. We're going to do it again this year. We actually had a machine donated to us by Brent Morris. They were going to throw it away at his work, so he gave it to us. I have it here. It'll be out there on the grounds, and we'll be making popcorn again. So, I don't know, Shannon might do something else like the sack races she did last year. So
that is so awesome. I love that it's family friendly. So, it's hard for those of us with families to get out and see a festival in the same month as Rocklahoma, but with it being family friendly, and not only that, but being free, it's a vacation you can actually afford. And I absolutely love that. Lori,
Yes.
As things start to wind down, do you have anything else on your list of things that you wanted to make sure to get out there in front of the public?
Well, we have a big contest for all comers. This beautiful guitar behind me is the prize if you find the golden egg. There will be several plastic eggs around the grounds, and each one of those plastic eggs will have a number. That number will correlate with a clue that will be read off of the stage by you, sir. And then that clue will kind of direct them towards the next Easter egg to find. The last one will be the one that tells you an area where you should look for the golden egg. So the first person to get the golden egg and brings it to I or one of my other committee members, they will receive this guitar, which comes with a case. And it's not a brand new guitar. It was one that was bought used, but it is a nice little starter guitar for anybody that's wanting to learn to play.
Ooh, wonderful.
We
And that's an
also
all ages
have
event?
All ages, everybody, grown-ups, kids, whoever finds the golden egg gets the guitar. So it's, that's a contest for everybody to join in. We also have this year, our president went out to Vegas and purchased a platinum record that was for Aerosmith, who we all know just retired.
Oh my gosh. What? Okay.
It's going to be up for auction.
Wow.
It's a real platinum record that was awarded to Aerosmith, and I can't remember what album it is now, but it is a real platinum record. It will be auctioned off at Rock the Equinox this year.
All right, we need a studio audience. Go. See, Lori, and it's so much fun when you can hear the voices in my head. No, man, seriously, that is epic. So all of you collectors out there, if you fancy yourself a memorabilia collector or just an Aerosmith fan, you have an opportunity to bid on an actual Aerosmith platinum record. Oh my gosh.
So much going on this year. We just have, we have some amazing bands like Dime Store Riot that just played on your show, and it's going to be a really great time, and I love it because it's so not just family orientated, but family, like all of you and me, we're all family, and it's the way it feels out there. It feels like a big old family reunion without the fights.
Well, you never know. We'll see what happens at 3 a.m. in the water.
No, I mean, it's happened. We all know that it has happened. But we did amp up security this year just so that, and if anything like that ever happens again, we can have it handled pretty quickly.
No worries. And we do want to thank all of the volunteers out there that will be helping out, keeping the grounds clean, keeping everybody safe, helping us keep an extra eye on each other and, the big kids and the little kids. We also want to I want to remind everyone, please be good stewards of the land, your campsites out there. There's it's free, so it can only stay free by us taking care of ourselves. So leave no trace, take out what you bring in. You know what, even better, I will throw a challenge out there. Take a picture of your campsite before you set up and take one as you roll out, and we'll see if we can do some qualifications for a prize.
There you go.
Remember, everybody, take care of yourselves. And yes, this is going to be a free event. Lake John Wells in Stigler, Oklahoma, Rock the Equinox number 9. I tell you what, Lori, why don't you give us a quick skim through the bands once again?
Oh, well, I don't have a list right in front of me.
Yes, see what happens when I put you on the spot.
I could, throw a bunch of names out there, but I just wouldn't have. I don't have the list in front of me. I know that we kick off on Friday with Shotgun Funeral. I know that we kick off on Saturday with Social Tragedy. We have Widow Seven closing out the night. We have Thousand Years Wide closing out Friday night. We have the Normandies. We have Dime Store Riot, Endfall. God, we have Kira, Allborn, Transient. I can't think.
Oh, and many, many more. We've got the flyer.
Many more.
You can find the flyer, Rock the Equinox, on Facebook. Lori, just like I do anyone else, I'd love to give you a minute or so to just look at the camera and talk to the folks who are going to be attending Rock the Equinox number 9.
Hi, guys. So just absolutely love this festival. It is, like I said before, it is very family oriented, and you have time for each other, and it's a time to get together and enjoy music together and party together. Whatever it is you want to do there, it is the best weekend of the year for me. Please just be kind to others and be respectful of the little ones that are out there. If you smoke pot, we don't care. Just don't do it right next to a kid. And that's pretty much, just be respectful of the children that are out there. Not everybody enjoys having their children witness pot smoking, whatever. Let's just be respectful of each other, be kind to each other, and have a great time. That is all I want to see, is happy faces. And that's it.
Absolutely. Thank you again, Lori, for joining us here on the show.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
For allowing me to collaborate with you all and be a part of Rock the Equinox, something I've loved covering for several years now. And I can't wait to see you in a couple of weeks.
All right, man.
All right. Well, we're going to let you go, girlfriend. We will see you next time.
And I'll be back.
Alrighty, sorry, girl, I didn't mean to cut you off. Yes, there's the lineup for Rock the Equinox number 9. Yes, Lake John Wells in Stigler, Oklahoma. That was badass Lori Brass. Unfortunately, we were limited on time because Zoom says I only get so many minutes. So, that's how that goes. Thank you so much to all of you as well for staying tuned throughout the hour. It is time for us to talk about a little bit. We're going to change speeds here. We're going to talk more about Born and Raised Country Music Festival. So tell me, folks, who wants to go? Who would like to go to Born and Raised Country Music Festival? Are you going? Have you gone before? In the comments, I would love to hear about your born and raised experiences past, or what are you most looking forward to this year? You all sound off in the comments. Now, if you have a friend, you yourself are looking to win Born and Raised Festival passes, now is the time to tag your friends. In the comments, you're going to want to tag your friends. Who are you going to be taking if you win 2 general admission weekend passes to Born and Raised? We need to know here in the comments, because one lucky person who is tagged is going to win. So before you tag them, make sure that you can take them, because this is a 3-day weekend here in Pryor, Oklahoma this weekend. Look at these folks, man. Cody Johnson, he's played the BOK Center. Legendary Hank Williams Jr., a revolutionary of country music, Coey Wessel, man. This guy's doing different things, and he's attracting a whole new audience. We also are going to be seeing Dwight Yoakam, man. He's from the day. I mean, I was really big into country in the 90s, and Dwight Yoakam was one of them, man. And I so hope I get to bump into him. Midland, the Red Clay the Red Clay Strays. I've also confirmed a couple of interviews for this weekend. Let's see who we've got. We should be getting Shane Smith in the Strays. I think we've got Ben as well. We've also got a gentleman that we're going to be featuring here a little bit in a couple of minutes. Thank you, Tawny. See you in the comments there. Yeah, let me see what my schedule looks like. I'm so excited to see some of these bands in their own right. Not to mention getting to visit with them in the media tent this year. And I want to thank all of you here at the podcast once again for supporting Surviving Rocklahoma, because it's without you and those numbers and those likes, those follows, those shares, and all of those other things, we wouldn't meet the necessary qualifications to do these interviews. We are going to be, looks like we've got one with Reed on Friday, Saturday. Shane, maybe Cody. I've got one with Lance Roark. So excited. I should have jumped up and seeing you all in the comments. I see the comments flowing through, guys. Yes, we are going to be giving away 2 general admission weekend passes right here on the live stream tonight. I see that the live stream, there is a little bit of a delay, so I'm going to adjust for the 1 to 3 minute delay it looks like we have between me being live right now and what you guys are seeing and commenting now. So just giving you all plenty of time so that you can tag your friend that you're going to take to Born and Raised Country Music Festival this weekend at Rockin' Red Dirt Ranch, Pryor, Oklahoma. Excuse me, I'm pausing as I can read in the comments. I'm seeing where you guys are at in the video. Yes, look at all of those. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and break into a little bit of a Born and Raised survival guide. So some of you may not have never been to Born and Raised before. Now, the way this is going to work, when you arrive, if you're camping, you're going to have a 20-foot by 40-foot camping spot. Think of it like a parking spot in a pasture. There's no stripe lines. You're marked with flags and a signpost that tells you where your campsite is. There's no electric. There's no hookups. You're going to need to bring in your own power source if you are going to need one. Now, there are restrictions, I believe. You can't have above 6,000 or 7,000. I can't remember. You'll have to go to Born and Raised, their official website, and look on the info tab, and it'll have all of the information you need as far as what you can and can't do. Now, that said, once you get there, my advice is to meet your neighbors. See who's going to be camping next to you. You guys are going to be sharing air. They're going to be listening to each other snoring if you don't have generators out there, or if you're going to be partying and getting wild. They're the ones you're going to be next to. So I say always make sure you meet your neighbors, and that's the best way to kick off your weekend, because you're already meeting new people that you're going to be around for the weekend, and you're going to see how amazing they are. Plus, you never know when you're going to need to pull resources when you're out in a camping spot, cut off away from, all of the things you have at home, and nearest Walmart's about a 15-minute drive away. So sometimes, you can borrow from a neighbor. So that's always great to have great neighbors. Now, the other thing is, when you're always going to want to go with the buddy system, especially if it's going to be brutally hot, because any of you can go down at any given time. I myself have had heat exhaustion 3 times. So let me tell you, it's not a joke. Make sure that you are hydrating. If you have a couple of beers, throw a couple of bottles of water in there as well. There are free water stations at a couple of locations within the festival grounds. So there's no excuse for not drinking water, folks. Now, that being said, at night, it can get a little crazy because, there's a bunch of party animals who've been out having a festival all day, getting all sauced up and getting saucy, and they want to go out to the campgrounds and see what's going out in the night. Now, so with that being said, folks, if you are camping with the family and you've got the minors with you, I do strongly suggest that you have them with you at your campsite after dark. Not that it's not a safe thing. I'm just saying that it is basically a giant bar out there. I mean, it's mainly grown-ups out there having fun, having some stuff to drink, cutting loose, and all of that good stuff. So it's not really. Now, that being said, during the day, I would totally bring my kids. It is family friendly. It is nowhere near as wild as Rocklahoma is. So if Rocklahoma, we're at 11, born and raised, they're at a 5 or 6 during the day, but during the night, they make up some ground. It's just a different community of people. They party a little bit different. Rocklahoma, we've got mosh pits throughout the crowd. Born and raised, they still got, big circles, except there's people two-stepping inside of them. So either way, you're going to have circles of folks out there dancing. So you're going to have plenty of time to have meet new folks, and you never know what you're going to see at a music festival in Pryor, Oklahoma. I see that Monty has entered the chat, so huge shout out to Monty of Pryor Liquors, Wines and Spirits. One of the folks in the comments says, I'd love to take her friend to see the Red Clay Strays since he was sleeping in the camper to see him last year. That's absolutely awesome. That's the way to go, folks. Remember, folks, if you would like to win a couple of GA weekend passes to to Born and Raised 2024, once again, who's our headliners? Cody Johnson, Hank Williams Jr., Coey Wetzel, Dwight Yoakam, Midland, Red Clay Strays, Shane Smith, and the Saints. Well, I've got a couple of tickets here that I'm going to be giving away, but first thing you got to do is tag somebody that you will be taking, as we are going to break into a musical break here in a little bit and feature one of the bands that are on, or excuse me, one of the artists that are on the lineup. Looks like Lori's feed keeps streaming. How's everybody else? Are we having any issues? Oh, I see a couple of folks. Alec, him and Dorothy got to see Red Clay. May have some self-inflicted cheer. It happens. I see another Surviving Rocklahoma. Pick me. I jumped the. No, don't tell on yourself. Oh my gosh! Now that's a story. Surviving Rocklahoma. I jumped the guardrails and proposed to my wife, Cheyenne Rose. Congratulations. 4 years ago. It would be awesome to take her back. Married with a baby now. That man, you know what? Just studio on for that. That's a story. Wow. If it was up to me, David, that's that story in itself. Now, I tell you what, you are qualified. You did tag her. That's what you had to do. Robert, I want to party with the hippies and cowboys with some good old country music in the background. Love it, David. I'd love to take, let's see. Look at you two going back and forth. Don't get hammered on the first night. Take it easy or you'll be a zombie on Sunday. That's absolutely true, Levi. Although, me personally, I always go on the hard on the first night. I go hard on the first night because then I don't feel like drinking the rest of the weekend. And if I don't feel like drinking, then I'm probably not going to drink nearly as much, which means I'm not going to get into as much trouble. But that's just me. How do you guys get down? Do you have a strategy to your consumption? This is a marathon. This is 3 days. Technically 4 if you count the pre-party on Thursday. In the comments, I see Liquid IV saves you. I've never had one of those. I need to try one. Oh, wait. Yes, I did. Shout, Angel Lee hooked me up with one of those. They were absolutely delicious as well. All right, folks, I tell you what, it is getting a little bit late. We are a quarter of the way into a second hour of the podcast. So I think it's time for a musical break. And when we get back, we're going to go ahead and name our winner of 2 general admission passes to Born and Raised Country Music Festival right after this feature from a gentleman that we're going to be meeting up with in the media tent. We're going to have sit and talk about living here in Tahlequah. He's a local boy, as well as playing this giant festival. If you've got questions for anybody that I get to interview, or if you had one question from anybody on the lineup, send them in to me. I want to know what you would ask them. Email survivingrocklahoma@gmail.com, or you can just drop them here in the comments. But right now, to win 2 GA passes, I need you to be, we're going to use the hashtag Lance Roark. And while we do that, let's feature a musical number from Lance. This is Big Bad Heart.
Man, that was all it took. She's got a big bad heart. with the band. Say her fortunes are written in the big stars. I say they're written by hand. She's got a big bad heart, breaking all the time. She's got a big bad heart. I only wish that it was mine. She's got a big bad heart. One day I'm gonna make it
Alrighty, once again, that was a local boy to Tahlequah, Oklahoma, Lance Roark. Most of that most of that video was shot here in Tahlequah. I know that bar from anywhere, and Lord, I love this bar just as much as I love this song. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, give it up for Lance Roark with a Big Bad Heart. Yes. So, as I was saying, we are about 3 to 5 minutes in a delay. So, as I'm talking right now, you guys haven't even started the video yet. So, we're going to go ahead and stall a little bit and give everyone a chance to win those tickets. Once again, 2 general admission passes to Born and Raised Country Music Festival. I've got 2 passes, including a GA parking pass. We will be announcing that name here in a little bit. Before we do that, I like to do this every podcast, folks, because, you know, I just appreciate the listeners so much for tuning in, sitting with me throughout the live stream. I want to say thank you. Thank you so much to all of you folks for supporting the podcast all these years, buying the shirts, supporting us with those stars. The Star Wars is still a go, and I see a lot of people donating stars. Once again, those are little tips, bits, currency. This is how we monetize the podcast. I can't get paid off of all the plays because I like to play the music. So these stars are how we keep things going and pay the hosting fees. With that being said, we also take the top star sender every week and we qualify them for a prize. Now, the last couple of months, we gave away a couple of Rocklahoma sets of passes. Up with coconut water tornado. Christy says ginger juice. Still talking about how to hydrate. Also, folks, would love remember, if you would like your music featured on Surviving Rocklahoma, it's easy. All you got to do is send me an email, survivingrocklahoma@gmail.com. Let me know what your music's all about. Send me a couple of clips so that I can download them. If I like them, I'll play them right here on the podcast. But remember, we need a little info on you. And while you're at it, if you're going to be playing in the area, let us know where. Submit your gigs as well. Remember, those likes, follows, and subscriptions matter. So it doesn't matter where you are tuning in to the podcast. Make sure that you are hitting those like, follow, and subscribe buttons. With that being said, folks, it is time for us to go ahead and declare a winner. There you go. There you go, Lori. You got to fix that typo there. We have the entries are coming in. 1, 2, 20. Oh my gosh, look at all of those. We may have to switch to a different site. I don't know if WooBox is going to be able to handle this. We are going to have to look at all of those. Wow, I see a lot of qualifiers. We are going to pick a name at random. Let's see what this number is. Where does it gonna go? No one knows. Our winner is Angela Birdtail Connolly. You've won this wristband for yourself, Angela. You are also going to have a general admission pass for a friend, and I got you a GA parking pass too. So you are our winner. Congratulations, Angela. You have won 2 GA passes. Let me write this down for you. Tickets. Where's the tickets? There they are. Let me write your name down. Email me after the show, and I will let you know how you can redeem your passes. I will have them for you. They are in hand. Now, I've also have a couple of other folks who have been wondering where their GA passes are as they want them here on the show. Well, the answer is I just got these things in Friday. So unfortunately, I don't have enough time to pop them in the mail and send them to you, my winners of weekend passes to Born and Raised. However, I've got your tickets. I'm going to have them for you. I've already emailed you. So if you have those of you who have ever won anything through the show, if you haven't claimed those, please shoot me an email. I want to make sure you get your prizes. But yes, we also, that does it for us, folks. Remember, support local music. We've got some t-shirts. So if you'd like to support the podcast, we've got 3 different shirts available. Shoot me an email, survivingrocklahoma@gmail.com. I'll get your address, your size, and I'll send you a pay link, and we'll get those out to you. But that does it for me. I'm about to go country and get in the country frame of mind and mindset, as this weekend we are heading out to Born and Raised with the missus. The wife's coming with me. I'm very excited. This is the first time that she's been to one of these festivals with me. So you all be nice. Y'all behave. Don't you embarrass me. And until I see you next, stay on the positive side of life. And as always, rock on.